Oh, shit. Episode 13
Much to our chagrin.
of the Irrelevant and Illiterate podcast. I am Double Scoop. That is Dead Balls. So, I took a shit the other day. And as you know, I have no problem sending you pictures of my turds.
No.
But I took a dump that looked exactly like the Sepultura S. But I didn't send it to you. You want to know why I didn't send it to you? Because it had been like a week or two since I cleaned like my toilet.
Oh,
so I had like one of those, you know, like if you like the toilet water leaves like a ring. If it's like you don't clean it like every week. Mm-hmm. So I had like the little water ring in the toilet bowl that had turds in it. And I was like, oh, he'll think I'm disgusting. And that's why I didn't send the picture. And it said I immediately flushed the toilet and then cleaned it.
I'll think you're disgusting.
Yeah. Bowl
Okay.
full of soupy logs. And I didn't send it to you because I had a fucking, I guess, what was that? Like calcium buildup or whatever?
Sure.
A little ring around the fucking drain.
I don't have an MD after my name. I don't know.
I don't know. I figured you knew about cleaning shit.
I know about taking shits.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You drop
I do.
porridge. You're a porridge dropper, dude. Jesus Christ. So, what the fuck? Oh.
Well, today, this week, the end of the year is next week.
Oh, yeah.
So we figured we could do like a 2022 sort of retrospective.
Oh.
Or not retro. What the fuck? A top 3 of the year.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. A list, if
Our
you would.
favorites.
Yeah.
Our fucking favorites.
A list, if you would.
Do you want to get into that now or later?
Let's get into it later.
Because I was having a conversation with my mother. And this is like, you know, like I said, you just said, this is 2022 and going on 2023. And a lot of crazy shit's happened. You know, we've had a global pandemic, you know. People are...
More like plandemic.
It's more like a damn panic. We have private citizens going back from the moon to Earth or Mars to Earth and back and forth. Not astronauts, just people.
We do?
Right? Yeah. Richard Branson went into orbit. Elon's working on it.
Technically, I mean,
So we have... Okay, they're not astronauts, but they're nerds. We send nerds to space.
they're not even breaking the atmosphere, I don't think.
You're getting...
They're just getting really high up there.
Fuck up for a second.
Sure.
Jesus, you're stepping on my dick. And my mother still can't get over the fact that people have tattoos. like she sees people on like professional people, like because like there's doctors and nurses that are completely sleeved up.
Yep.
And it blows her fucking mind. She saw somebody like just working like at like the bank, like I guess like a teller or something.
Yep.
And she had like sleeved up arms.
Yep.
She's like, she had tattoos from her wrist, probably went all the way up to her shoulders. I'm like, so what? It's like, that is like the most crazy thing that you can grasp onto.
You should see how many nurses look like that too.
Yeah, it's
And
like
you said, doctors and shit.
tattoos have existed since the 1800s and probably way further back, but they've been more, you know, widespread and normal.
The world is totally different place now.
But still, it's like she's had plenty of years to get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yet,
It's just like, what the fuck?
I'm glad my parents grew out of that shit.
She thinks she's all that with her tattoos. I'm like, really?
I don't think she thinks that. I think she's just regular.
I think she just likes she has tattoos because she likes them. I'm like, but
I mean, given she probably listens to Insane Clown Posse or something, but
now she was a joke. No, Juggalos don't work at banks.
they're
They're beyond that shit, dude.
they probably stick to
Dude, they make their own rules.
They stick to nursing and things.
They probably
like
have
that.
ways of making money and making a living that you've never even heard of. I'm pretty sure they already know interdimensional travel.
Speaking of space travel, fuck.
Like that whoop whoop shit. It's not like a Juggalo call. It's actually like them like covering up the noise of a teleportation device. It sounds just like it, and they're like, "Did something just go whoop whoop?" He's like, "Oh yeah, that was me. I made that noise."
That's just one of my lets again. Sorry.
Exactly, but you know, this portal device actually makes the whoop whoop noise.
There's a reason they call it Gathering of the Juggalos.
Exactly.
It's more like a seance, I think.
I guarantee you, if you go to the Gathering of the Juggalos, right, there's no cars there. Just a bunch of,
No, they all rode public buses.
no,
there.
dummy. There's open holes in time and space.
Open portals.
Time and space, man. There's like whoop whoop, and it's like
I don't know.
like Doctor Strange, man.
And all those RVs that they camp in are already there
Yeah.
because they don't need them.
The reason they have those RVs is because if like a hole just opened up out in the broad daylight, a casual could see it, because there's like security at those places. Those guys aren't, in the know. So what they do is they teleport into these RVs so they're covered. So then it just looks like a shitload of jugglers are coming out of an RV.
Is it like that Men in Black thing, where they just file out of the RV?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's way over
Yeah.
that RV's capacity. I don't know.
And you figure it's not even just juggalos, because clowns have been doing that for ages. Hence the term the clown car.
The clown car.
When all the clowns would get out of the trunk of a car.
A tiny little Volkswagen Bug.
And they passed it down generation to generation until it finally made their juggalo ancestors or progeny or whatever fucking word I'm looking for. So yeah, I think anybody who wears face paint can teleport.
Much motherfucking wicked clown love indeed.
Exactly. Mad clown love. Blaze your dead homie.
Mm-hmm. 2 scoops of whoop right here.
2 scoops of whoop. Holy shit. So, I had a lovely meal with my sister the other day. And
is that when she stole your notebook?
no, I actually left it over her house. That's why. And we were drinking. And she reminded me of 2 things that I forgot about. And one thing I forgot about, and one thing I didn't even know happened when I was really little. When I was it was 1986, so I was 33.
I was -5.
I was 33 years old. No, it was 85 or 86. We went to the Disney that's in Florida. The only time I've ever been on a plane.
Disney World.
And everything was like half the shit that's there now wasn't built yet. So the only things that we were able to go to were the Magic Kingdom, half of Epcot Center, and then SeaWorld. But apparently, we went to SeaWorld, and the lady who trained that fucking jerk off Shamu, the killer whale, that fucking asshole. Don't be fooled. That motherfucker's an anti-Semite. But
that detractor.
He's a Holocaust denier. Don't trust that killer whale.
Mm-mm.
But apparently they had like a Q&A with the handler, and my question was completely straight-faced, asking her if she ever got sprayed with killer whale poop or Shamu poop. And the lady just stared at me and didn't respond at all. And my mom just had to pull me away from it. And I was like, damn, I was pretty awesome even back then. And but now I'm thinking that's a perfectly reasonable question. Because you gotta figure they're swimming in there with those dolphins and shit, and it's a pool. It's not an ocean where shit's gonna drift away eventually. So they're probably 30% piss and shit in those things.
It's not chlorinated. It can't be.
Yeah.
It must be salt water. Yeah.
Yeah,
it has to be.
Yeah. Still though, so it's salty.
I love that we both paused for too long.
Yeah.
For a second.
I was like, which ones do amphibians? No, they're not amphibians. There's mammals.
It's a mammal.
But and another thing she said, I used to do this thing where I would run up to people and just say, hey, guess what? And as soon as they would say what, I'd say, leave me alone, and run away laughing.
Classic Den.
And I was like, damn, these bits would still work today. So, for the past, I don't know, what's today? Tuesday? Since last Wednesday, I've been doing that. Just fuck yourself. I've been doing that shit. Just hey, guess what? Guess what? Leave me alone. Only I don't run away because I'm fat now. But I still laugh just as hard. And it still makes me laugh just as much as I assume it did then. But
what a trickster you
I had
are.
no idea about this shit. And all it takes is a couple of glasses of fucking red wine, and Allison was just spilling her guts. It was fucking fantastic.
Shout out Big A.
Shout out to A-Train. What a fucking gem.
What a card.
What a fucking real rascal. Just still to this day, just a rascal. hanging out while the rascals chopping it up.
You guys must get it honest.
Oh, swear to Christ.
Or maybe not.
So let's go with you, buddy.
Let's see. Nothing exciting, I'll tell you
Other
that
than
right now.
running electricity to Wiccan Studios and not fucking setting the house on fire.
That was a fun experiment I ran, finding the breaker
Nobody cares about this shit.
You asked.
We actually film hostage ransom videos in this place too.
Yeah, a couple less lights, but
yeah,
you get the drift if you could see the ceiling and stuff in this room. Matt, what did Matt call it? He said last week we had Matt on the pod, and he took 2 steps in the room. I turned the light on. He immediately said, "This looks like that clubhouse from Hereditary."
He's like, yeah, is there going to be a mom in the ceiling cutting her head off a piano wire?
Yeah, I was like, well, shit, you got me.
It just looks like they filmed snuff here.
Got to give it back.
And not even the good stuff. Not even the good stuff, man. I'm talking where you can tell the girls are really getting killed. What's happening in the news, Thomas?
You want to get into news stories?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Okay. Well, have I got a treat for you,
I love
for
treats.
you and all our loyal listeners?
All 6 of them.
Yeah. This is for, I'm sure any listener of this show, you've been listening for too long now. This is month 4 we're getting into with episodes. You should know by now about the classic, the indelible bit, How Do They Party? I got this ready thanks to our sponsor, IAFD.com, and that is the Internet Adult Film Database.
I would love to have them sponsor.
Put in the promo code irrelevant for 100% off your free website. Anyway, this is Percy Foster.
I like his name already.
Fuck
yeah! Fuck yeah, that's Percy Foster.
He is the dwarf impersonator of Chef Gordon Ramsay.
You know what I was going to say? I said he looks like a small version of Neil Patrick Harris.
That too.
Oh, I can see the Gordon.
He's the
Raw! Raw!
running around with a butcher knife.
That'd be fucking great. Like a girl just fucking pulls her shit out on him, and he just looks at it, raw. You expect me to eat that raw?
He takes 2 pieces of bread with his hands and has to reach up this high. What are you? What are you? An idiot sandwich.
Classic.
What a classic Percy.
What's his name? Percy what?
Percy Foster.
Percy motherfucking Foster.
Now,
Shout out to him.
he stood...
The bull.
Stands about 3'1".
Oh.
Now, how do you think he parties?
I want to say Percy's a pansexual. That meaning he only has sex with pans. But
No pots in this house.
Percy,
See that construction worker hat?
it could be misleading though. That could just be to keep his giant head from expanding ever outwards until it explodes or encompasses the room. Because I imagine if he takes that off, it just looks like the brain from Pinky and the Brain. I think Percy, he walks both paths.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
Ah, shit!
He's a straight shooter. He only does
But
this
he could pound dude ass if he wanted to.
easily.
Yeah. I mean, I'd let him.
With that massive ass he's got, probably. I bet he would do well, too.
Percy!
Speaking of which, he didn't get to... he actually didn't make it onto IAFD,
What?
the smutty website. It has no record of him officially.
What? They're Percy deniers? See if I ever go on that website again tomorrow. Oh, how could you deny those little cheeks?
Nor are there any matches for his supposed film, The Sport, said gave Foster his big break. Hi ho, it's up your arse we go.
Oh, arse. Maybe he's strict. Maybe they don't fuck with foreigners like that.
Maybe not. Euros? Who knows?
Because only the Brits say arse, really.
Well, all those weirdo talkers over there say
Well,
that.
then again, I guess if he's impersonating Chef Gould.
It's kind of apropos.
Though I'd actually be more impressed if he was American and did like a perfect Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Because you're doing the voice and an accent.
What's the other question before? Let's see. He does the straight stuff. Huh?
Well, you don't have to ask if he's a top or a bottom because he's strictly a slayer of clam.
Yep. Do you think is he with us?
Well, like we said previously, this is 2022, and we've lost a lot to the great injustice, of life. And fuck it. I'll be optimistic. Percy's still hanging.
I'm sorry.
No,
that is incorrect.
No.
This article, since we're also doing the news,
we have a cruel god
because it's a crossover.
We have a cruel god.
The little man's meteoric rise to wealth and fame was tragically cut short a week later when the diminutive porn actor was allegedly found dead in a badger den in Wales.
Wait a second, let me unpack that.
There's a reason I printed this out. It's because I'm not making it up.
All right, look. I can understand, say Percy goes missing, okay? Percy's been missing. His friends and loved ones are like, where the fuck is Percy? They're like looking under the cushions, shit like that. Like, who was like, hey, anybody check the local badger dens? Or was somebody just traipsing about the woods, as you do? And then it's like, is that a tiny little boot I see sticking out of that badger den? How the do badgers live on? I don't even give a fuck, but tell me he was mauled to death by badgers. Spit it out.
According to Sky News, the sordid details that
Sorted's putting it lightly.
Sorted that the corpse was allegedly dwarf Percy Foster. He had been gnawed by animals.
Damn.
He was eaten by badgers.
Damn.
If you got to go out one way, that's not bad. I suppose
living your life just pounding puss, wearing cute little outfits, and then you just to get mauled to death by fucking badgers.
Now, I only printed out the highlights.
Oh, God.
And it said...
Right, what's that happening in the badger den? It looks like a little Tonka truck.
Bill Marigold, X-rated historian, that is.
Oh.
Bill Marigold told Huffington Post he had never heard of Foster, adding
and if anybody would know, it is Bill Marigold.
Adding that someone of his stature
Jesus
would be memorable.
Bill and his fucking humor. Damn.
And
he got fucked up by badgers? Are badgers even mean?
Oh, they're awful.
Oh, it's like I understand. It was like, yo, you found him in a nest of wolverines or fucking hyenas, but badgers is like.
Look at that headline.
Gordon Ramsay sex dwarf found dead in badger set. Jesus Christ.
The article goes on to say there's chemicals and stuff in there for trapping them. So
apparently they attract little fucking pussy pounders too.
I guess so, but it's alleged that it could be connected to the chemicals and maybe he got high on them or something. I don't know.
I mean, they could be getting some good shit.
But
they should reach out to fucking Gordon for his. Yo, if Gordon Ramsay gives like a fucking nice, sends a tweet out, shout out to my
compatriot,
my mini me.
Fuck.
I'm sorry to hear about your passing. P.S. Fuck badgers.
You should make a fucking badger confit in the name of Big Purse Dog.
Oh shit!
Good Lord!
We're making foie gras with badger. Jesus.
Now that
All right, fucking P.
R.I.P. Big purse.
To the purse.
Big being the operative
Damn.
word.
Sam, you know what that means? Those badges are technically purse snatchers. Oh, boy.
You ready for some more news?
I don't know if you can top that shit.
I don't know. I maybe should have closed with that one. Fuck.
That's definitely a closer. Unless you got Florida news.
This is a two-parter, kind of.
Ooh.
Remember the Trump NFT you sent me the other day?
Got to catch them all, dude.
Or the other week by now? Whenever the fuck
Who
it was.
cares?
It was revealed further evidence shows ex-President Donald Trump stole copyrighted images for a newly launched digital trading card NFT collection.
Danye.
A rich business mogul like yourself should know better.
Yeah.
Or somebody on your team, at least. SMH.
Someone's like, hey, you stole my artwork. He's probably like, your wife's fat.
Shut up.
Look at this guy over here talking about stealing.
Shut the fuck up, Easter Island head face.
You ever told me about stealing art? His wife's all fat.
Newly surfaced
Son's
evidence
getting mauled in badger dens.
suggests Donald Trump stole copyrighted images to create his recently launched digital trading card NFT collection. The former president was accused of photoshopping images from small-scale clothing brands across the country to form the basis of his NFT venture.
Wait, those were photoshopped? Mm-hmm. So he's not really a cowboy and a superhero? Son of a
Shocker.
bitch.
According to the Daily
I don't know what
Mail,
to believe anymore.
According to the Daily Mail, a majority of the 4,500 digital trading cards already sold by Trump appear to be based on unlicensed and copyrighted photos. Even more shocking are the allegations that many images were taken straight from high-profile companies such as Men's Warehouse, Amazon, and Walmart. Amateur move, if nothing else.
Yeah. At least like get them out of like Benetton and
Tisk.
those things were like apparently like I don't know if he was doing like an NFT or he also said it was going to be trading cards.
I think you could call an NFT a trading. I don't know. NFT a trading
I thought
card.
NFTs weren't actually like physical.
They're not.
So how can he be a trading card?
He doesn't know his left from his right, so who knows?
Dude,
what he
how
thought.
sick would it be? You rip open a fresh pack of Dons with that stale ass bubble gum in it. Yeah, dude.
Even more shocking are the allegations. Many images were... Oh, I already said
I
that.
think the shocking part is that 4,500 sold.
Oh, I'll get to that.
I thought it'd be a lot more than that.
They sold... This is all after the fact because that NFT collection sold out in 12 hours, raking in $4.45 million in Ethereum, which translated to US dollars.
Which is actually zero.
Somebody paid for it, though, so...
So yeah, it's Sussex County.
I'll tell you where to find them all.
I know you can find at least one on my dad's house,
Your
probably.
dad's hard drive.
Yeah, exactly.
One NFT already sold by Trump featuring the embattled businessman turned politician dressed as a fighter pilot
Yeah!
was allegedly taken straight from a Shutterstock image.
The real Maverick.
So they didn't even try at all.
The real Maverick, dude. Will fuck up anybody.
Another trading card featured Trump dressed as an astronaut was allegedly taken directly from NASA.
I mean, if you're going to steal an astronaut image, you might as well steal it from NASA.
You better shoot for the stars.
I mean, he's not going to steal it from SpaceX, dude. Like some kind of fucking chump.
I mean, Amazon, Walmart.
I think it's great. I think
Amateur move.
he's...
Amateur fucking move.
I miss him. I miss him every day.
I miss his headlines, but I don't miss him personally.
He's just such a well of entertainment.
Well, and every major news publication like made their entire profit margins off of, Trump tweeted again. And everybody's like, yeah, by the end we're like, yeah, we get it.
And like I think probably around 2017 people should have stopped being surprised when someone's like, "Can you believe what that Trump did?" ... Like,
Yep.
Just answer me. Yeah, I can believe it.
That's how I ended up. I was just like, yep.
Speaking of Danye, I was watching the January 6th committee thing on yesterday, actually. And I was watching it, and my mother was sitting there next to me. And she's just, like, pointing to people behind, like, the committee members. Because, like, behind them, there's just a bunch of other jerk-offs in suits. And she's like, who's that? I don't like them. I'm like, I don't know who that is. It's probably just, like, a member of the press corps or, like, a page or something. It's like, I don't like that person. I don't like that person. I don't like...
Good.
All right. Like, what do you want me to do about that?
Great job.
It's like she wants me to ask me questions about, like, representatives from, like, Arizona. I'm like, I don't know. I don't fucking live in Arizona. Like, and what does it matter?
Shockingly enough, I don't pay attention to Arizona politics at this time on the other coast.
Sadly. Ah, Jesus Christ.
We'll circle back to the January 6th thing since you mentioned it.
R.I.P. Ashley Babbitt.
It's also relevant today.
Why, is Ashley Babbitt coming back from the dead?
Oh, no. We'll get there. Don't worry. Well, in the meantime, also in the news, Kansas universities may scrap algebra requirement because too many students fail it.
As someone who's never passed a math class in his life, I'm down. I am fucking down.
I took algebra in high school twice. How many times do you think I failed it?
Twice.
You'd be right.
What was the top math class that you took in school?
That I did well in?
No, that you took and
Oh,
passed.
you mean the highest level?
Yeah, how high did you get?
Geometry.
Yeah, you know what mine was?
Pre-calc?
Algebra.
You passed it.
Yes, finally. Took 3 tries, but I did it.
I think I passed algebra 1 before high school, so I didn't have to take it again. Maybe I don't fucking know.
Anything over multiplication, I just couldn't do it.
Algebra 2, my brain goes like this, and
I am just math stupid.
Dude, when they throw letters in there, I'm like,
and punctuation,
because I can do.
It's like, fuck yourself.
I can do fractions and percentages and fucking shit like that all day long because it's all relative to money. But all the like,
I can't even do that.
But 2 plus 2 is always going to be 4, and just there's shit that you can just memorize. But like,
I just learned how to do tip for like when you go out to eat. I just learned how to do 20% in my head.
Yeah, take the decimal point.
Like 2
1
years
over
ago.
Times 2. It's the best. Fucking.
Actually, Matt actually had to sit there and be like, "Now, what you want to do is," and gave me one of those, and I was like, Yeah, I am math stupid.
And you're just going blink, blink,
yeah.
blink, blink.
I was like, I like chocolate.
Fucking, as soon as they get into theoretical shit, I'm out.
And like, the thing is, like, I want to know that shit so bad.
I don't.
Like, what's that one fucking Asian fucking scientist dude that was all over the fucking place for the longest time with the long gray hair?
Dr. Michio Kaku.
Yeah. Every time that dude would just like spout off about shit, I was like, man, I really wish I knew what this guy was talking about because it sounds awesome.
He would talk about wormholes and fucking crazy shit.
I want to know about wormholes and the Einstein-Rosen bridge so goddamn bad that I actually had to wait until fucking Neil deGrasse did that dumbed-down version of that old show, The Cosmos, to have him explain it to me. Then I was just like,
that shit's crazy to me. Parables and fucking...
Yeah.
All kinds of crazy shit. But about 1 in 3 Kansas students fails college algebra the first time around. Some take it several times before they pass. Others get so frustrated they drop out altogether. With that, the Kansas Board of Regents is considering alternative requirements such as statistics and quantitative reasoning.
I don't know what that second one is.
It's like, if you have this many as compared to this many, you should reason to go with this. Like,
oh, so if one hand has 4 apples, the other hand has an apple, which has more apples?
Yeah, reasoning. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I also don't know. So who gives a fuck? Don't get your education on a podcast.
You wouldn't get anywhere in Kansas.
Let's see.
I see nothing wrong with that at all.
No. Down the college algebra road, which is really not necessary, said the vice president of academic affairs for the board. It's not practical, it's not really needed, and it's not relevant for their fields. They want different paths through the math curriculum, depending on their course of study. So if you're going to be a chef, you don't really need to learn Pythagorean's theorem super well.
Yeah. It's like, how many cream puffs are on that? Like, gotcha.
How many ounces go in that creme fraiche?
Yeah, as long as you know, like, the ounces and that type of shit, and
that's
how many pints are in a gallon and shit, you should be fine.
All that's just conversion and simple arithmetic, really. That's the shit I like. Simple. And it's incumbent on us to be aware of the roadblocks that are out there for the students. And I urge us all to find ways to find the bandwidth to keep this moving along. So get rid of algebra. Shit stinks. Just like that story.
Actually, I was thinking about chefs the other day. Do you know how like some people like they just take pictures of their meals and post it on the internet? It's not like an uncommon thing.
Boy, do they.
Do you ever see like some people are like, it'll be like, yo, my girl knows how to throw down in the kitchen, and then like the plate in front of them is like the world's most overcooked chicken cutlet, 3 green beans, and like an ice cream scoop's worth of like mac and cheese. Sure. And you're just like, oh yeah, dude, your girl's fucking killing it.
Looks like a real fucking prize.
It looks like you fucking peeled the fucking plastic off the top of it, threw it in the microwave for 4 minutes, and just went to town.
It was just a ready.
It's like, yeah, my girl knows how to throw down, and it's like the world's most overcooked steak.
What is it? A Hungry Man?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It looks like a Hungry Man without the cellophane.
Not even.
On top.
It looks like a fucking. What was the kid cuisine?
With the with that sweet dolphin on it.
This one's got a cosmic brownie in it. Like, oh shit. I used to just love that because some people actually like, I know how to cook. People are like, I know how to cook, and like, oh, that does look appetizing. But then some people are like, yeah, like, are you in prison?
I hate cosmic brownies.
That's what you took out of that
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What is zilch?
I'm a real algebra student. What can I say? I'm a real honor roll.
Oh, thanks for yes-anding that one with, I don't like cosmic brownie. It could be worse. Before the cosmic brownie was existed, Little Debbie brought those brownies with nuts on them.
I don't like those either.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, buddy.
I'd take it over a cosmic brownie, though.
Really?
Yeah. That's fucking poser M&M. Get out of my face.
That went absolutely nowhere.
Good job.
What do you got? What's in your hand?
Let's see.
You fucking zero.
San Antonio couple is facing charges after investigators said they abused their daughter for years until she managed to escape. The couple, the investigation began when staff at an Amazon fulfillment center called 911 to report a small child running across a highway. They determined she was 13 years old, despite some people mistaking her for a toddler.
Ugh.
So the reason I printed this out...
Sure wasn't Percy? I thought it was...
man.
His little antics. Percy and his antics.
What a rascal.
I'm telling you.
The investigators said that when they searched the home, they found surveillance cameras in the home, and a review of the video revealed the suspects being nonchalant, and they would prepare this drink for the girl, and they described it as like a milkshake. It comprised of ice cream and approximately half a bottle of very strong cough suppressant that most of us would take to get a good night's sleep. I'm assuming NyQuil.
I was assuming Everclear. It's a nice moonshine.
A cough suppressant? I think not.
Pass out, you ain't coughing.
So in the video, they could be heard commenting, "Shoot, we forgot the oxys."
Yeah.
So they're feeding this little girl
scissor with OxyContin.
Essentially scissor with NyQuil and ice cream in it.
Well, at least she's getting ice cream. That's dairy. That's some kind of nutrient.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
That's what I've been telling myself for 43 years.
Let's see. They were charged with sexual abuse, and the wife is charged with endangering the welfare of a child. Other charges may be filed.
I don't know, man. Is it sexual abuse if you use ice cream? I mean, she's only just drinking milkshakes. Sounds like a pretty sick gig to me.
I don't know.
Free oxys?
The verbiage was that she managed to escape.
Well, it could be worse. She could be fucking feed out of a badger den.
At that point, though, why don't you just kill her?
I'm just saying, free milkshakes, free OxyContin. You know?
Maybe the little kid was a little ungrateful.
And there's cameras all over the place, so, like, you can see if badgers are trying to get in. Trying to get to your delicious midget feet.
Oh, man.
Where was this?
San Antonio.
Play by their own rules down in that area.
Tell you what.
I tell you what. Oh, fuck, dude.
That's all I had in the news. Do you want to get into... speaking of... or you had something?
What were you going to say?
I was gonna circle back to the January 6th thing.
Oh, I do got one... Fuck, what was that? God damn it. I don't have any data or anything to back this up. But do you think... I think probably about 20% of vegans want to save animals because they want to fuck them.
I would have... I'd support that.
And I think everybody who practices bestiality is vegan. Because why would you want to kill and eat something you can fuck instead?
It's just more more girlfriends and boyfriends out there for the vegans, I guess.
True. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying every vegan fucks animals, just...
But everyone who fucks animals is vegan?
Yeah. Yeah. It just makes sense. Well, at least vegetarian.
Fair.
I mean, because some people are into some real weird torture shit. So, you know, maybe they want to, like, you know, keep their, what they fuck, like veal, you know, in a tiny little cage so it can't, you know, move around a lot.
Oy.
So, yeah, I'm not saying all vegans fuck animals, but I'll say, I'll be nice about it. Like 87%. 87% of vegans fuck animals.
They got to.
Yeah. I mean, if you love them that much, put a ring on the finger.
It's a little suspicious.
It is a little suspect, dude.
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it.
And if they have like the balls to come to me, it's like, oh, why do you still eat meat? I was like, look, I'm a weak man. If I don't eat that animal, I'm gonna fuck it. And one of those things goes against God. And we both know which side I'm going on that one. The big JC.
G-O-D, that's
the
who.
the G-O-D up in the S-K-Y. Even though, where was that God? My boy was trying to flee a badger den.
God
damn it.
I still can't stop thinking about that.
His cute little cheeks, can you just imagine him just running around in a little chef's coat?
I can.
Oh.
I can. His construction
he would agree with me about vegans all fucking animals.
He's if anyone has the right to slay every animal he sees,
it's Percy.
It's Percy if he survived that fucking heinous badger attack. In fact, he should walk around with a machine gun at all times just in case he runs into an animal.
Damn, I bet his little butt cheeks is like the smallest bushel of apples. Just a little bushel of apples just running around. And I guarantee you people saw him getting mauled by badgers and they just thought it was like...
They thought it was a fair fight?
No, they're just like... It's like, yo, man, these Pixar movies are looking more lifelike by the day. Like, first they gave, like, the mom from The Incredibles that fucking thick ass. And now they're making this badger versus midget fight look fucking totally lifelike. And he's like, oh, what? Look, these badgers, he's nipping at me ass apples, you know, and...
Sounds a lot like him.
Core blimey indeed. Damn. R.I.P. to the purse. So what? Back to January 6th.
Oh.
A day that shall live in my heart.
Forever and ever.
And forever and ever. R.I.P. Ashley Babbitt. Their big swinging set.
I've got an entry for this week's Evil Tits.
Oh. Tommy segments.
Speaking of January 6th.
Oh, shit.
This week on Evil Tits, we're talking about the one and only congresswoman from Arizona, I think.
Oh.
Lauren Boebert. Recently, she won her re-election campaign in Colorado by a recount, by a thin margin, apparently.
Damn.
She can usually be found causing trouble carrying her firearm, because she's been nearly tossed out of the Capitol building multiple times for setting off metal detectors with her gun.
Damn.
She was denied entrance to the House of Representative chambers, and she tweets, "I'm legally permitted to carry my firearm in Washington, D.C. and within the Capitol complex." I mean, I guess if you want to flex, then
it's a pretty good flex, dude.
Carrying your gun in the House chambers. She's facing growing questions about her possible involvement with the Capitol storming on January 6th.
Whoa, they're just throwing charges at her now.
In the hours,
sounds like haters to me.
In the hours leading up to it, she tweeted things like, "Today is 1776."
I mean, that's just...
You think where there's smoke, there's fire, or this is just a smear campaign?
Maybe she was just had a really old calendar.
Oh, speaking of smear,
ooh,
they're probably trying to smear those massive juggalos she's
got dude.
on her chest. You have internet access on your phone.
Barely.
See if you can pull up an image while I read this a little bit, because I'm definitely adding this in post.
I have 1% battery life, and
in June 2015, Boebert was just trust me on it. Then
I've seen pictures of Boebert
sweater puppies.
I pulled a few fucking seeds out to that.
Back in June 2015, Boebert was cuffed for disorderly conduct at a country music festival near Grand Junction, Colorado. After police said she attempted to interfere in the arrest of minors busted for underage drinking, she encouraged the accused to run. Party pretty sick.
I mean, it sounds like a fucking like the cool lady.
She sounds like a party.
I mean,
I'll get to that. She missed 2 court dates and charges were eventually dropped. September 2016, she's charged with careless driving and operating an unsafe vehicle after rolling her truck into a ditch. She failed to show up to court a month later. A warrant was issued. 2017, she was booked again. Ultimately pled guilty to the charge, paid a $123 fine, and the careless driving was dropped.
You know why? Fucking judge was like, "Damn, man, you got goblin heads in those shirt. Look at those things."
She wore a low-cut shirt. That's why.
Jesus Christ.
September 2010, she was arrested after a neighbor accused Boebert's 2 pit bulls of attacking their dog. The dog narrowly escaped after jumping into a van. The future legislator...
I just thought of a dog like jumping in a van and speeding away with his little paws on the steering wheel. I'm getting out of here.
She pled guilty to a single count of dog at large and paid a $75 fine and walked away from it.
Dog at large sounds like it'd be like a Rob Schneider movie.
So, the reason that she's in this segment
deserved more than it got.
I don't like Rob Schneider. He bugs me.
So you wouldn't watch a movie called Dog at Large?
I'd watch it.
See? So
I'm not saying I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah. All right, sorry. It sounds like a Nick Swardson movie. How's that? Is that better?
That's softly silly.
Okay, Jesus.
Grandma's Boy 2, Electric Boogaloo, maybe. So the reason I'm bringing her up today is because recently they're back in the news again. Shocker. Because
these haters, man.
Well, their neighbors called 911 because the Boebert kids, she's got 4 kids with that husband.
Damn. She was like that after 4 kids?
She's 34.
Damn, she's productive, getting shit done.
Dude, those conservatives love popping them out. They accused her husband of threatening them and running over their mailbox in a 911 call.
Man, just hating.
The audio of the 911 call is on SoundCloud. I listened to it. It's hilarious. I might try and add some in post. I don't know. We'll see.
You're getting fancy, buddy.
I'll try and add some audio in post.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
Silk, Colorado.
Okay, perfect. Well, tell me exactly what happened.
There's a domestic situation happening right in front of my driveway, and now he's driving away, I think. It's bad. It's Lauren Boebert's jackass husband, Jason. He's running over my mailbox right now. Stop, you jackass! Get the fuck out of here!
But it's fucking hilarious because the man said the man said that Jason, the husband, ran over the mailbox and threatened everybody in the neighborhood after they warned the guy's son to stop speeding around. The kids in the neighborhood kids were riding around in a dune buggy, so the Boeberts were like, "Hey, knock that shit off." And all the parents are like, those Boberts are fucking crazy. Don't mess with them. They carry guns around all the time.
I don't think the Bobert's like anything that has to do with the Dune, if you know what I'm saying. She definitely wears a Whack Iraq t-shirt.
WHAQ.
Yes.
I know exactly what you mean. He alluded it was likely Mr. Bobert could have firearms on him, and the wife's advocacy of open carry. This is not their first issue, not their first foray with domestic issues. They've had multiple 911 calls and arrests since 2004, including one when Jason, the husband, was charged for roughing her up.
Why would you rough up a girl that's always got a gun on her hip?
And if you got a gun on your hip too, where do you go from there?
It's true.
Eventually, you just put them down and start swinging, and then one thing leads to another, and then 4 kids showed up.
Damn. That's how I want to go out.
So, all in all, she's kind of...
Doesn't she also have a restaurant where, like, I'm pretty sure she owns and operates a restaurant where the whole, like, the gimmick of the restaurant is you're free to have, like, a weapon on you when you come in. It even has, like, some clever-ass name or some shit.
It sounds cool.
It does sound cool.
Now, she may be a conservative fucking opposite of a libtard. She may be some a corn-fed fucking fool, but she just sounds like kind of a rascal.
Yeah, she just sounds like a silly goose.
A gun-toting silly goose, if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that sounds to me like it got harmed is he harmed her, which is he's not the one with the tits, so we don't give a fuck about Jason. The only thing that sounded like it got harmed in this entire situation is the mailbox.
The mailbox.
And fuck the postal service. What do they know?
He's running over my mailbox.
I wouldn't even say her tits are evil. I would say her tits are misguided. Big, round, smooth, misguided. I think she's a fucking angel. And I think once all these, nutball, like, alt-right weirdos go back into their little hidey holes and you don't see them again until the next goofball comes around.
Election, yeah.
I think, she'll be doing some, like, fuck movies probably around age 40 before she loses it completely. And that's just going to benefit all of us. Mm. I mean, I'm hoping, like, Girls Way or Brazzers, like, cashes in and just scoops her up along with Casey Anthony. And just has,
if she was smart.
And just be like, like, the scissor down to end all scissor downs. And it's just,
Bobert versus Anthony.
Which clan will win? Like, no matter which clan wins, we all do as well. It's like, fuck yeah.
Did you watch the Anthony doc yet?
No.
I'm thinking about it. I might.
Because, I'm definitely going to watch it, but I'm going to watch it while wearing sweatpants. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm picking up what you're putting. I smell you.
I need something breathable.
Oh.
Oh.
I think maybe we should withdraw her from evil tits then. Maybe she's just...
Who, Bobert?
Yeah, misguided tits.
We'll put her under the potential to be evil tits.
Okay. Let's put a pin in Bobert. And maybe we'll circle back around some other episode in the future.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We got our eye on you, Lore. You fucking minx, you. God bless her. I mean, I know everybody's like, hates Republicans now and all this shit, but they're just more fuckable than Democrats. I'm sorry. When it comes to titty games, other than AOC, the Democrats ain't got shit.
I don't know.
Nance.
We did get into Big Nance a few episodes ago.
Oh, Nance Chicken Dance has some fucking uns. God damn.
I'm just waiting for the day AOC does something evil so she can make the list.
The AOC versus Lauren Boebert Foxy Boxing.
Oh, man. AOC is a Puerto Rican from the Bronx.
She fills out them nice butter Tims.
Dude, with Boebert has no gun, she's got no shot. No chance.
Yeah.
She could have that farmer strength or something, but...
And she probably did get fucked by her dad. So she probably has like all that built up rage and shit.
AOC's
And wait,
Latino, though.
you just said it. Her husband was roughing her up, so you know she can take a punch.
True.
But fuck, I don't feel good about that either. But we don't know. Jason could be some fucking little fucking pussy, and maybe he's not on par with a nice right hook from AOC.
I had to see what the guy looked like after that story, and
Her supple caramel cheeks.
he looked like Brock Lesnar.
Oh shit!
So
He's probably a cop,
he has cop face.
or at least a Pantera
That
fan.
cop face cocksucker for sure. That's an officer cocksucker face for sure.
I like to throw my wife around the kitchen while I'm listening to Five Finger Death Punch. Shit. so stupid. Yeah, Lauren's just misguided.
Misguided tits.
Yeah.
I'll withdraw her from the evil then.
She has the potential though.
Definitely.
You know,
she's we're scouts and we're keeping an eye on her for the future.
we got to see how this January 6th committee thing actually completely pans out over the next year or so.
Yeah,
Because she could find her way back to Washington.
I mean, she's already going back. She just got reelected.
Lauren Bobert's going back to Washington. This time, it's personal.
It's personal.
I think open carry would be a lot cooler if people just picked weapons other than guns.
Like, what do you think?
Like samurai swords.
Like some kind of saber?
Yeah.
How about those sick ass swords that Sikhs carry? Those curved.
Oh, scimitar.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Or even just like
Can you open?
a 1940s cop billy club.
I mean, you can carry that. I'm sure.
Like not like the little collapsible batons, that goofball shit. I'm talking about
No, the wooden one
The
that
ones
they-
you usually like go through the fence and just like hit every little bar on the fence. Yeah.
Yep. The one that they swing around with that fun little leather strap.
Yeah. And
know
I would just
exactly what
find
you mean.
so many just like drunk Irish men and just like, here's this billy club.
Go nuts.
Go out there. I want you to do some day drinking. And then you just, what happens, happens.
Every day is St. Patrick's Day, Patty.
Yeah. As soon as the sun goes down, you got to walk home. You can't drive home. You got to walk home. And what happens between here and there happens, man. I mean, that's just the way the world works now.
Yeah.
I think open carry would be cooler if it was. I mean, guns. Yeah, guns are awesome. I mean, shooting guns is fun. I don't give a fuck who you are. But I just think the open carry thing would be if it was dealer's choice. Pick your own weapon.
I want to open carry a crossbow.
Looking like Norman Reedus.
Yes.
Like I just want to see like who could just like out crazy everybody else with their choice. Like I want to see somebody just walking down with just like a mace hanging off their belt.
I'm thinking with those two-headed axes that Gimli carried in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, those were dope as fuck.
It's like the weight of a double sledgehammer, and it has like razor sharp blades on either side.
I want all those fucking white people that swear to God they're like a Native American. I want them all to be forced to carry tomahawks. And I want them to be forced to tell a story about how many scalps it's taken out and shit like that.
You ever thrown a tomahawk? It's kind of fun.
Why would I ever find myself in a situation where I had to throw a tomahawk?
Anyway.
Jesus Christ. What is this, 1880?
Sure.
Jesus.
Sure.
Yeah. What would your weapon be?
To open carry,
It was dealer's choice.
I'm carrying two swords. One for either hand.
Like a broadsword, a samurai sword,
Samurai sword, for
like
sure.
a cavalry saber.
Nah, samurai sword. Like one so sharp that you drop a ribbon of silk on it and it cuts it by just falling onto it.
Fancy.
Yeah. Real Tom Cruise shit.
I was thinking either a musket,
Why? Why?
because I just wanted like somebody to be like talking shit to me, right?
You mean like the
Yeah.
the fucking Elmer Fudd one that has a fucking
Oh, the big fluted end?
Yes.
No. I just like regular like Civil War era musket, but I just want someone to talk shit to me, and I'll just be like, "Sir," and then just like take it off. Then you have to like take
You have
the
to pack the
rod
powder
out,
and shit.
pack the powder down, and all that shit. Oh, just shit like that would be great. That would be sick. And what the fuck else, dude? I just want to find something like the most obscure thing that like a boomerang or some shit.
You can carry a boomerang right now.
But not like a fucking but it has to be like purple and made by Nerf. I want like, because I just want someone's like, oh, there's like a grasshopper on your shoulder, just like wah, and just fucking knock that fucker off there.
And then it comes right back, and you're just like,
and I'm sure like when you do it, like coins fall out of it, and you get a 1-up. Be sick, dude. Yo. Your open carry thing should be a blue turtle shell. I don't need to explain why. It should just be a blue turtle shell.
Just piss off everybody.
Can you imagine that shit?
Fuck with me.
And if people are like, what the fuck did you do that for? It's like, well, if they didn't want us to use it, they shouldn't have put it in the fucking game, you know?
Fuck with me. I dare you.
Oh, dude, if you pull up behind somebody in traffic and just put your arm out the window with a blue turtle shell in it, and they should be like, fuck me, you know? God damn it. They would just pull into the shoulder immediately, and you would just be cruising right along.
Man, dude.
So, yeah, I would carry a blue turtle shell and a banana peel.
I was going to say, speaking of Mario Kart and those weapons you throw,
Yeah.
one of my favorite memories. Shout out Max Davis, hopefully future guest on the pod.
If he knows what's good for him.
Yeah, or else he was following me one time from a show to a place to eat,
Biter.
and I had a banana peel, and I threw it out. I threw it out the window like directly up, so it would land straight down, and he would run it over.
Yeah.
So he ran it over and started swerving his car.
That's pretty good.
Like he classically hit one in Mario Kart, and I was like,
it's pretty good.
That's well played. Well played, Maximus.
I miss throwing stuff at my friends' cars.
Yeah.
I think the worst one I ever did was we were like the very first band that actually traveled out of state for shows, Dead and Buried. We didn't have a van or anything. We had to pack cars and go places. And one time in the back of Will, our bass player's car, and I had to pee, and I had an empty bag of Doritos, so I pissed in the bag of Doritos. Cool Ranch 3D, when 3D Doritos first came around, that's how old we were. And then I kind of like twisted the top of it and just hucked it behind us, and it landed right on the windshield.
You essentially made a piss water balloon.
Yeah. It was pretty great. I miss throwing stuff out of car windows. Littering is dope.
Littering is pretty good.
Like,
pretty silly.
It's going to kill the earth and turtles and shit. Yeah, like, I get it, but it's fucking sick. So sick, dude.
Has that turtle ever lapped you on Rainbow Road?
That's true.
Exactly. One time...
If I don't shove a straw in that little fucker's nose, how am I going to get his blue turtle shell and exercise my Second Amendment right to get fucking Waluigi out of my way? Jesus.
One time, my old guitar player and me were driving down 95.
And I.
We're driving down 95, and somebody was driving like a real cunt, like tailgating us and shit. So at one point, we got next to their car, and I had a half-full soda can, and I beamed that fucker at that guy's car, and it hit the windshield, and it exploded in such a fury. I was so satisfied.
One thing I do remember, I actually feel kind of bad about it, but it's still kind of funny, is we were going down Kirkwell Highway. I was late teens, so I should have known better at this point. But there was just this lady walking down the road, and she had like these big, old school plastic frame glasses on, and I had a bag. I was in the back seat behind the driver, and I had a bag of combos. A lot of my stories, I tend to have snacks.
You tend to have a bag of something?
Of snacks. I'm always snacked up, dude. So I grab a handful of these combos, pretzels and cheese, in case you're curious.
I was.
And I just wung this handful of combos straight at her. She's coming the opposite direction of us. She's walking down the side of the road. And all you could hear was the clack, 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 clack as the combos hit her glasses. And Jesus Christ. Like, I laughed really hard, but then like a week or two later, I was walking to the bus stop to go to work. And somebody just yelled, "Fat fuck!" out the window. And I was just like, oh, fuck you.
Hey.
I'm like, fuck, motherfucker. Like, I'm getting all mad. I'm like, well, at least I didn't get a bunch of combos thrown in my glasses. Oh, God, I'm an asshole, aren't I? And so every time I remember that whole situation, I laugh for 10 seconds, and then I feel bad for, like, 12.
Well,
Yeah.
All's well that ends well. It was a younger you. You've moved on.
That's
and
the thing,
learned.
though. I was like 19.
I don't count anything I did before I was 25.
Oh, shit. Well, that's the new rule. I'm down.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I did all kinds of degenerate shit before I grew up.
Yeah. I remember one time...
I use the term grew up loosely, by the way.
We were, like, this is back when we were all super horny kids. It was probably 6th grade, maybe. And we used to fucking always, like, bust this one girl's balls because she was, like, the only girl in school with tits. And somebody was like...
Stupid.
And somebody was like... I used to hang out with this kid. This one kid, I'm not going to out his name there because I don't know what the fuck he's doing these days. But he was like, yo, let me see your titties. And she's like, if you really want to see a set of titties, why don't you just look at Dennis's?
Hey.
And I was just like, I was like, fuck. But it was a pretty sick burn. I know we were having the sick burn contest last week, but
speaking of burns,
I've been fucking jabbed a lot.
You've been slammed a couple times, huh?
I was like, so I should say her name, just so I was like, yo, good one to her, but I don't want to fucking egg out her either. But yeah, she was like, you want to see a nice pair of tits? Why don't you look at Dennis's? I was like, fuck me.
Well, you got the baptism by fire, I suppose.
Yeah, will be the first time someone comments on my girls, on my twins.
Dude,
Funnily, they're not identical; they're fraternal.
like all real twins, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Not those fucking YOTK clones. I'm on to you, motherfuckers. See you, Abner.
Do you want to get into our top stuff of the
Yeah,
year?
because if we don't, my cell phone battery's going to die, and I won't have my list.
Why don't you go first then?
Do we do the best of 2022, or do you want to do homework first?
I want to do best of first.
So we decided...
Keep going. I'm grabbing a thing.
Okay. What?
A charger.
Oh, thank you. That would be very helpful. We decided the number was 3 because 5 is too much. But we said, yeah, if we really can't find anything, we can have a runner-up. And so I actually have a runner-up for both fucking things because so much good shit has come out this year comedy-wise.
Yeah.
Comedy-wise, this has been...
It has.
Like it's like the rebirth of the salad days and shit. It's like just fucking.
Is it working?
Yeah, I'm
cool.
I'm up to 18 already.
Sick.
But yeah, it's just there's been so much good shit out, and the problem was with me with music was everything I thought of from my list of the best of 2022. I was like, I gotta double check, make sure it was 2022. I was listening to shit from 2020. It's like, fuck me.
I ran into that same problem.
And yeah, so let me see here. My top 3 specials, comedy specials of 2022. First is my honorable mention, and that is Nimesh Patel's Thank You, China.
Fuck yes, he's on my list too.
Yeah, it's a great special, and
I think that was 21. Wasn't it?
I don't know. I thought it was early summer.
You know what? It could have been January of 22. Well, either way, talk about it. Came
Fuck,
out.
now I'm fucking questioning myself.
Well, regardless, it's free on YouTube.
It's free on YouTube.
Go
Nimesh
watch
Patel. Thank you, China. The dude has some of the driest delivery ever, and his voice will fuck you up because you'll look at him and you're like, that's not the voice I expected to come out of that guy.
Uh-oh.
We lost lights.
We lost power. Fuck. We might be right back.
Sorry about that. We had a severe technical difficulty, aka our fucking jail-rigged fucking studio. See, even the Wiccan studios, sometimes we get some negative energy. So as we were saying, this is our best of 2022.
Nimesh Patel.
My honorable mention for specials is Nimesh Patel's Thank You, China. So, my number 3 is Ari Shafir's Jew.
That is on my list too. So let's talk about it at the same time.
Okay.
He is my he's on my list too.
It is one of the best looking specials.
Yes.
Honestly, it is the best looking special of the year.
No question.
But I mean, I can't say anything bad about it. It's pretty much a perfect special.
Yeah, we've been over it before, so I won't beat it like to death.
Yeah.
But it's thematic.
Yeah.
It's funny the whole time.
Informative.
And I already love Ari's sensibilities and shit already.
Yeah.
So I liked it. I liked it so much. It's on my list too. Top 3.
It's hit number 3 for me. My number 2 is Ronan Hirschberg's Jokes from the Underground.
It's one of my honorable mentions.
The reason I put it that high is because I think one of the main things is, first off, it's a great special. It's like a nonstop, like powerful joke after powerful joke. Is the fact that I wasn't expecting anything from it.
Yep, same.
Like I didn't expect. Like I had only known the guy from podcasts and occasional Instagram clips, and I just so I kind of went into it cold, not knowing really much, and I was just floored by it. And it's like kind of he's not like he's a rookie, but I think it's his first special. Mm-hmm. And for a first special, that's a hell of a one to start off with.
Yeah.
And that was my number 2. My number 1, which you probably already know what it's going to be, is Phil Hanley's Ooh La La.
Yeah, that was a fucking damn good one.
It's not the best looking special.
It's a club set. Whatever.
That I love pretty much all types of comedy, but one of my favorites is just the singular joke, then joke, then joke, then joke, then joke. I prefer that style over the long story jokes. Though I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but my preference is just here's a 2-second joke. Here's another one, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one. Like, and it's simple, but it's just my preference, and he is just fucking insanely good.
I could kind of go either way with the style wise.
Yeah.
And looks wise, yeah, it did have that high school picture.
Yeah, you said it.
Picture day background.
Yeah, all I needed was like that laser grid behind it.
Yeah, that's right. I like that one a lot.
And the
too.
pedophile saying "Say cheeseburger," but yeah, it's a Canadian hippie talking about his life as a former male model, and it's also free
on YouTube.
Every single one I've mentioned is free on YouTube. And you're doing yourself a favor to go watch all of them. Mm-hmm. They're all an hour under, some of them way under, and that's just those are my 4.
Yeah, I'll with that I'll get into my picks too.
Okay.
Jew was on mine. I didn't order these in any order either. These are no particular order. So we talked about Jew already. And speaking of YouTube specials and under an hour, easy to digest. On my list was Mateo Lane's advice special.
Oh, very good. Very good.
These are all shit that we've talked about pretty recently episode-wise, but like we said, every episode could be someone's first episode, I guess.
Yeah. And also, this year has been, like I said, there's so much good shit came out, but it's been real back-ended year. Mm-hmm. Like, everything started coming out middle of summer forward.
True.
Like, there's stuff that came out beforehand that was great, but the back end of this year's it's just been heater after heater from multiple people. Mm-hmm. So you have Mateo and Ari Shafir, and what else do you have?
I had one more. Oh, comedy stuff this year. It's not a special, but it's a podcast.
Oh,
this year I discovered Stuff Island.
Yeah,
it quickly became one of my favorites, and it might be my favorite comedy podcast now.
I love it because there's no gimmick, there's no trick to it.
They just
and
go.
Normally it's like I don't really. Like a lot of people now are trying to do like a gimmick or like a theme to kind of make yourself stand out. Where these guys are like fuck that. We're just gonna if we don't stand out, oh well. If we do, great, whatever. And it's just.
If you haven't heard my other podcast yet, thank you for your services, where we rant about work and coworkers and things like that. Check that out.
Oh, that was very smooth. Seamless almost. Yeah.
Tee.
the other host has great taste in music. He will also be a soon-to-be guest on this one as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Bring him on here, throw him over the coals a little bit. So, but out of those, you wouldn't say any of them. Which one would be your absolute favorite?
I would rank Juice super high.
Yeah.
As far as specials go, but well, this is kind of just like a comedy output list of the year. It's not just a podcast, not just a special, but that fucking Stuff Island live set that we saw
That was fun.
is in the top 3 things I've done this year, period, because it was so funny. Tommy Pope fucking crushed.
I thought about doing a podcast in my top 3 and stuff, but all the podcasts that I like, it's not like I would have to pick one that I found this year. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if it's an older podcast, I personally would have had to have discovered it this year. And most of the ones that I've discovered is stuff I've already known about.
Yeah, I just discovered Stuff Island this year, so that's why it's
Yeah.
I think Stuff Island's my favorite comedy thing I've found this year.
It's one of my it's my most look forward to podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sweet. Now let's get into music.
Should I go first? You want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Since you just went first.
Okay.
I counted this as 2022 because this record came out in November of 2021, and I didn't hear it until 2022 anyway.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead.
And that was 200 Stab Wounds, Slave to the Scalpel.
It's a good record.
It's a fucking good record.
It's a good record.
It's my most listened to record of this year. It's definitely my number 1 albums-wise.
Oh.
And pretty much anything that comes out of Ohio right now. Now, for the first time ever, I'm giving Ohio like a look-see because I'm like, there's some good shit coming out of there.
I think Ohio's always had a good ear for things that are heavy. And not even just metal. I mean, look at some of the
Cleveland.
the hardcore bands that have come out of Ohio.
Yep.
It's pretty ridiculous.
It's pretty undeniable.
Yeah.
But let's see. I saw them about 5 times this year. They rip live, and yeah, that's my number 1 album wise. Number 2 is a softer album. It might be homework for you in the future. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
And that's Cannon's LP Fever Dream. Cannons. Like multiple cannons. We should open carry a cannon.
Damn.
Pull it behind you on a little red wagon.
Don't get my wick wet, dude. I don't know who's going to run up on me. Oh, God damn it. Like, say something again as he just rolls that ball just right in down to the barrel.
You shook your lighter.
Yeah, a shooka.
I'll light it.
Oh, God damn. Think you think we'll cave your chest in? Huh? Huh?
This
I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with cannons.
Cannons. It's dream poppy, but it's not downbeat. It's still upbeat like pop shit. The songs Bad Dream, Ruthless, and Tunnel of You are my favorites. So start there, if anything. I haven't seen them live yet, but I really want to.
Where are they from?
I think America.
Oh.
And the LP, it's a great follow-up to the EP Shadows from a few years ago. So Cannons is my number 2.
I think people need to come up with better names for their bands. I mean, there's nothing wrong with cannons, but it's like so many, like, let's just find a word, pluralize it, and make it our band name. It's like, come on.
Nails.
Come on. Yeah. There's so many. And, like, I'm not saying makes the band bad. It's like, but come on. You're going to stick out better if the name sticks out a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Like, 200 Stab Wounds.
It's a pretty damn good name.
Even as far as death metal, that's one
memorable.
Sticks out. Because, A, it's got a number as well as letters, so you can use it as your passwords for all your social media accounts.
It comes up first in the alphabetical.
It's true.
So it's easy to find when you're scrolling through your stuff.
On Paul's iPod, it's all number 1 there. That's sadly true.
And my third musical favorite of this year was Putrid Stew, Buried Alive in a Trailer Park.
I enjoyed that one as well. Mm-hmm. I'll have to check out Cannons. The other two, I liked both of those.
It's heavy as hell, dirty, fast. It's everything I love And like we were saying, everything coming out of Ohio right now, like
Yeah.
Sanguisuga Bog, Fix Your Face Records, like all that shit is everything they put out in that camp is really good.
I just keep thinking about Stu.
And they did Putrid Stew did a split with Fluids that's sick.
Oh,
too.
that is super fucking good. Mm-hmm. They did a shit ton of splits, and most of them were good. Mm-hmm. Actually, all of them are good. I mean, their half's good.
So those are my top 3 musicals this year.
Now,
What's your battery at? You good?
Yeah, here.
Okay, cool.
Do you need the thing?
Not yet.
You need the tape wad.
Yeah, sure.
My runner up, as I said, because I couldn't. It's hard for me to fucking narrow shit down because I'm just a fucking moron. My runner up is the brand new Author and Punisher record, Cruller. I've went on about them ad nauseum in the past couple episodes, but it's great.
Yeah, when you assigned me Beastland.
Yeah, it's just I keep wanting I want to say call it techno, but it's not. I want to call it industrial, but it's kind of not. If you took 90s industrial and took out all the corny parts and just made it 30 times angrier, there you go. Like, it's for school shooters, yeah, but for school shooters that want to get a fucking number up, not just like 3 guidance counselors. I'm talking people that want to take out an entire gymnasium, entire lunchrooms.
We're talking school assembly shit.
Yeah, I'm talking like to where like you can't even have a day of remembrance at school. You got to wait till the next, till the freshmen move up to sophomores to even do this shit.
Now, kids, settle down.
So, Author and Punisher Cruller,
dark.
however you pronounce this shit. That was my runner-up. And my 2 and 3, I feel like a cheese dick doing this because I always make a point of saying this with our homework assignments is don't bring your friends' bands to the table because we have no problems talking about that in a different segment saying you should check these records out.
I went back just to make sure that was actually the rule.
Yeah.
And that's the rule for our guests when they assign us things. We can
I tend not to do it because, if I'll, just say straight up, look, go listen to this band's new record. Mm-hmm. I won't assign it as homework. Homework is I'll try to get you something that you've never heard of or heard before. Whereas you and I, we don't know all the same people, but there's a lot of cross-pollination there.
There's a lot of crossover, yeah.
But 2 and 3 this year come from bands I'm actually friends with. But I can't help it if my friends be making some good-ass shit. Mm-hmm. So my number 3 this year is a band from Virginia called Terror Cell, and the album's called Caustic Light. If you like a good chaotic, I say chaotic hardcore, I mean the early Hydra Head Records days chaotic hardcore, not like the new meatly shit. I'm talking about just instead of focusing on how crazy the time signatures and how much they can jerk off their guitars, these guys just concentrate on playing as raucous and as heavy as they possibly can. And it's some of the meanest sounding shit I've ever heard. And if you're not on the fucking Terror Cell boat right now, you're fucking missing out. Because that band's going to fucking it's going to be huge soon, I guarantee it. My number 2 was New Jersey's Ground with Habitual Self-Abuse. Mm-hmm. Ground sounds like ground. I mean, it's just real Neanderthal grind music, but every song is memorable. You can it's not like some grind shit. You can listen to a 20-song album, and I can say, "Oh yeah, what was number 2 sound like?" Just like 3 and just like 4. Each song has its own little personality, and it's just it's fast, it's pissed off, and it's heavy. And sometimes that's all you really need. It's no reinvention of the wheel, but it's a fucking sick wheel. And so yeah, that's my number 2 of the year. My number 1 is just a band I've been in, my favorite metal band of all time. And it's Napalm Death with their EP, Resentment is Always Seismic. I know everybody has this thing about Napalm Death that Utopia Banished, Harmony Corruption, you can only like the first handful of LPs or whatever. You had that they got stupid after this band, and I disagree wholeheartedly. I think the whole discography of theirs is good, but I love newer Napalm Death. I think they try something different every single record. It may not be a huge like try, but they're always trying something new, and it's always expanding on what they did the previous album, but while still keeping it sounding like Napalm Death. And this was no different. I mean, it's only an EP, it's short, and 2 of the songs are covers, but it's Napalm Death. It's my favorite fucking metal band. It's just typical, just fucking. It's a good mix of like old school, new school grind, and one of the best frontmen ever. One of the best lyricists around, and I just love his vocals too. And it was a great record. So those are my records of 2022.
Yeah, those are our tops of 2022.
Let me ask you this: 1 and 1.
No.
In 2023, what comedy special that you know is coming out, and which album that you know is coming out, are you most looking forward to?
Well, I will honestly say, after having them on the pod and talking about it, I'm most looking forward to hearing the new Year of the Knife record, because I want to hear Madison on vocals and I want to see what they're doing. Because Brandon, God love him, he can be a real ditz sometimes and a real jokester, but that boy can riff. Mm-hmm. And I want to see where they've gone. They've done this thing lately where every time I see them, they're leveling up.
Yeah.
The last time I saw them, and I felt that, was at the first show back after COVID, in like July of 2021 at Underground Arts. It was the first show of like there's no restrictions, there's no everybody was just there, just vibing.
Yeah.
And I think that added to the atmosphere, but they sounded like a professional band back then. And like it didn't sound like a show. It sounded like a concert, like instrument wise. And I was like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really curious, and I'm looking forward to see where they go next.
I mean, love them or hate them, like you can't put past the fact that they're one of the biggest bands in hardcore right now.
Yeah.
And so their live sound should reflect that.
Yeah, and it does.
I'd be disappointed if you went and saw them and it just sounded like a show. You know what I mean?
Just another couple cabs and 8x10. No,
it
sounded
rolling out with a couple combo amps and shit. Like no,
it sounded like a full-on fucking concert.
And it's nice, that you don't have to give a band you're friends with that compliment of like, oh, it's your best stuff yet. You can actually get into detail and be like, this song's great because of this, because
I've thought about this.
How many times have you said, that's your best set I've ever seen you play, and you didn't really mean it?
To them?
Any band.
Well,
9 times out of 10.
9 times out of 10, I am doing a less genuine good set.
Yes.
Or great set.
Yeah.
If I say something like, if I mean it, I'll say it, but like the good set thing is kind of a reflex when you're in bands.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I understand what you're saying for sure.
I'm always just like, oh, how was it? It's like mid is best. I say that to band, but I say that to bands I fucking love, like watching them play. What is there a comedy special you're looking forward to?
Comedy wise, I'm looking forward to. Let's see. I don't know of anything that's coming out for sure that I'm just waiting on to come out. Like nothing with a release date. But I would like to see. Some more Mark Norman material, because he put out that YouTube special a couple years ago.
Out to Lunch.
Out to Lunch.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a couple years ago by now, but I'm curious to see what he puts out next, because
he did that Netflix thing after that, though.
I mean like a full-on just Mark Norman special. Because I've seen him twice since that's come out, and both times they were completely different material. And especially the last time I saw him, he headlined, so he did a little over an hour, and I laughed every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Because like he was like he can kind of do stories a little bit, but he can do joke, and they were all fucking great. So I would really like to see a new Mark Norman thing, or some more Joe List stuff.
I don't think you're gonna see one out of him next year since he just dropped one this year.
He dropped 2. He dropped this year's material. Didn't he drop 2?
No,
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
think
it might have just been this year's material.
He
but
put out a fucking movie. I mean,
the movie's good.
I mean that's something. You got to give him that.
Movie's good.
Music wise, I will echo your sentiment of Year of the Knife by saying I'm looking forward to what Sunburster's going to put out next year. But without ball bagging my fucking friends there, I am looking forward to that. But what I'm most looking forward to is there's rumors of a new Dead Guy record coming out next year. And that just puts a bump in the front of my pants. And
we'll circle back
if
to
it
Dead Guy.
happens. But as far as what I definitely know is coming out, I'm excited for the new Sunburster. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's that for that. Special wise, there's 2 coming out next year that I'm really excited for. One is Big J Okerson's special.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Live from Skankfest.
Skankfest.
And just because it's Jay Ogerson, like there's no better crowd work person.
He hasn't put out a dud special yet.
He hasn't put one out in years though.
He's due.
He's due. I mean, you can't find a better crowd work guy than him. Well, maybe Voss, but Big J, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Him and Voss are neck and neck, dude.
And another one I'm really looking forward to is Andrew Santino's special that's coming out next year.
It drops January something or other. It drops
so it's
like
early.
Yeah.
Because
Netflix.
He's incredibly funny, but unless you watch his podcast or go see him live, you don't know.
He's always like in the background because he's acting and shit too.
Yeah.
But I heard on a podcast, it was a couple of comedians in the room, and they were going around saying like, you know who I heard has the best hour this year, who's touring, and they were like, who, and it was Andrew.
Yeah, I mean he's insanely funny, and I don't even know if he's had a full hour special yet.
I don't think so.
If he did, it's been years. And he's one of the bigger acts going now.
He's a huge draw because everybody knows him from his podcasts and and I guess from Dave and shit.
It'd just be nice for him to have that notoriety from a fucking super solid special. Mm-hmm. I mean,
it'll stand alone aside from just being that guy from the House Party remake.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something. So great point. I'd love to see that.
That's what I'm looking forward to in 2023. We encourage everybody who listens to comment what they're looking forward to in 2023 and what they thought was the best comedy special or podcast and record of this year.
Do you like stand-up comedy? Let us know.
Yeah.
Because
and if you don't, listen to some of these recommendations.
Do yourself a favor.
Do you hate laughing? You some kind of fucking nutball?
Why the fuck are you listening to this?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they're not laughing at this.
No.
Let's do some homework, bud.
I'm not funny.
No, neither am I.
Yeah, I'm ready for some homework. You want to go first? You
want me to go? Well, you should go first because I got a lot.
Yeah. Well,
I was an overachiever.
Speaking of Dead Guy,
yeah,
I was assigned the Dead Guy documentary Killing Music. Mm-hmm. Watched it for free on Tubi. Didn't
even know Tubi existed till somebody said, "Hey, it's free on Tubi."
And to which you say, "What's that?"
Exactly.
Well, I have a Roku because I'm fancy.
So do I.
And I watched it right on my TV.
Gang.
It's great.
I
love watching YouTube on my TV with the thing. I loved Tim's Dr. Pepper rip shirt.
Oh, dude, they have.
Doc Popper?
Doc Hopper.
Doc Hopper, yeah.
It was a kind of pop punkish, heavier pop punk band from the same area.
That's funny.
I think they shared some members too.
The guitar player Crispy called everybody malacas at one point, and I about spit my drink out.
Were you a fan of them going into it, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Because friend of the pod, John Wren, said, listen to fixation on a coworker or go fucking kill yourself.
That is the greatest hardcore record I've ever heard in my entire life.
And I liked it immediately. And
It
then I listened to it more, and then I loved it.
It is insanely good.
This documentary made me fall in love with it. They fucking...
Search out the older shit, too. And the one after that was different, but it's good, too.
They fucking recorded and mixed that record in 7 days.
Yeah.
Which, if anyone listening to this has ever put out music before, that is unheard of turnaround time.
Yeah.
And it's in the pantheon of, like, extreme music records.
Yeah.
Like, it's on the, like... It's one of the best, and
there's some of everybody's favorite band's favorite band.
Yeah, exactly. In the documentary, what's his name? That guy, the VJ, was showing people the record. People, he was like, I was showing System of a Down, that Let the Bodies Hit the Floor band.
Yeah.
And everybody said the same thing. This is fucking incredible. So, let's see. Footage of the Philadelphia Underground Arts show. If a civilian UArts, not Underground Arts, the Philadelphia UArts show from the 90s. I thought if a civilian walked in off the street, like just some random, stumbled in there, they would hear that and they would like literally keep their children from finding that music.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was so crazy.
You got to figure those shows, too, because I was actually around back then. Like, you'd get just random college normies rolling into those shows sometimes.
Exactly.
They kind of look like, what's going on here? All right, I'm out.
They would be like, run the opposite way.
Yeah.
I love their artwork.
Yeah.
Like their art style. It was really similar. You know that band Handsome?
Handsome?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely know them.
Some of the artwork is like similar looking to my eyeballs. Like, I'm thinking of one in particular.
They had some of the best merch designs ever Dead Guy did.
After watching that, like before that doc was over, I ordered a Dead Guy shirt.
I mean, so many bands ripped off Dead Guy merch designs. Like,
sick.
Not even like recently. I'm talking about like
Back
3
then?
or 4 years after they broke up. Like the Death of False Metal one was like, I don't know, like I owned that shirt at one point, and I actually tried my best to get my hands on that Nirvana rip that they did.
One of my other notes was the fact that they put that Nirvana shirt out post Cobain is crazy.
Days after.
To me. Days.
Yeah.
Is crazy to
Yeah.
me. Talk about a fucking ballsy move. And maybe I don't know how much shittier touring was back then before GPS, because when I went on my first tour, GPS was brand new. Like, on my very first tour ever, I borrowed my dad's Tom so that we could go on tour. Other than that, I'm sure I know for a fact touring would have had to have been so much harder back then, but it sounds like they went on one bad tour and then called it quits.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's lame. But again,
they also had been doing tons of that was their first full tour.
Yeah.
They've been doing tons of a week here, a weekend there, and shit like that. And they've been around. You've actually
been around.
They weren't together that long, but in the amount of time they were together, they did a lot.
I think the
original lineup was only maybe 3 years.
The graphic said was the record came out and they were broken up 3 months later or something, or 3 weeks later.
Before.
Or 3.
That record, Fixation came out. That band was already broken up.
That's what it was. They recorded the record, played one show with that lineup, and then broke up.
Yeah.
Or at least the bass player
never
moved or something.
That lineup never played for that record. The updated lineup did.
So crazy.
I saw numerous times. I only saw the OG lineup once, maybe twice, but the one when the bass player took over on vocals, I saw 4 or 5 times.
And how about that fucking reunion show?
Oh, that was so fun. Well, I didn't see the original reunion show. I saw the one a couple weeks later in, what's that fucking small ass joint in fucking Philly? Was it Kung Fu Necktie? It was Kung Fu Necktie with
tiny,
with Ground and Backslider, and yeah, it was just as awesome.
That's a tiny place.
They're one of the they were like the first throw your guitars around while you play, attack the crowd bands I knew of.
Bands that were scary to see.
Yeah. Like, I remember everybody used to, like, fucking scream and yell about Dillinger Escape Plan because they would whip their guitars around and shit. And I was like, yeah, that guy did that first. Mm-hmm. I mean...
4 years before.
I mean, granted, like, Dillinger was doing all the playing extremely more technical music, but still. I'm like, yeah, they kind of... Even in that documentary, you was people from Dillinger's like, yeah, that's the... What's
oh, man. Speaking of that, the fucking... I recognized a name every 5 seconds in that documentary, and they were all people like, this is music. This album is fucking stupid how good it is.
Yeah.
All people I knew. So I liked that doc a whole lot.
It was a really well done documentary, too.
It was.
Like, I was expecting it to be a little more, I don't know, C quality, but it was like a top-notch quality job.
Uh-huh.
I don't know who that dude was who did it, but he did a fucking fantastic job.
Sure did. No, I couldn't recommend that enough. Watch that document. Watch it for free. Again, that's on Tubi.
All you gotta do is just download the stupid Tubi app and
perhaps.
And just occasionally you'll have to sit through like a commercial, which is whatever.
I went and took a piss or got a drink, whatever.
You pissing motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. My next homework assignment, I think, this came from Matt, and he assigned me Soccer Mommy's "Sometimes Forever." This did not do it for me.
No?
I liked it, but it didn't do it for me. The first song, called Bones, I didn't like until it like actually kicked in. And if the band was like support on a show that I was at, I'd watch the set.
Right.
And I'd be like,
but if they were the headliner, you'd be like, eh.
I wouldn't buy a ticket to a Soccer Mommy show.
Okay.
Nah, it's just not like that song. That song "With You" started with what sounded like noodly guitar, and then I listened a little closer, and I was like, "Oh, it's just synth." Never mind. And the record that record's a little too slow and too downbeat for me.
Okay.
Like, I don't like making myself sad on purpose. And that's like
it's my fucking bread and butter.
That's the kind of music where it's like, just go to therapy or something.
Just go listen to H2O.
You'll be okay. Not quite that much, but it was good, but it's just not. It's not for me.
Fair enough.
I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't go back to it. Okay. I don't think.
That's fair.
Yeah. And then he assigned. He also assigned me. He assigned me a heavy record called "Debt" by the band Helpless.
Yeah. Another name that sticks out.
Real.
I mean, say what you want about Soccer Mommy, that fucking name sticks out.
I definitely. As soon as he said that name, I was like, I know who that band is.
See?
Helpless though.
Yeah. Come
Not
on,
so
you
much.
guys aren't even trying with the name. What'd you think of the music though?
This is weird to say, but I could actually have done without the blasting. Because it's hard for me to like songs that don't know what they want to be. Like, it's kind of like musical ADD, where it's like DB part, DB part, DB part, and then blast, 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 blast at a different tempo, and then it changes back or something. I can't.
If it's done well, I like that. But if it's just like 30 ideas smushed together without any coherency to it,
it
can be distracting.
That's what it was. It was just distracting to me.
Okay.
And it's hard, and I like the brutality of it. And let's see, by that song "Out of Commission," it started to get better. Starting with this song, I noticed how good the production level was too. The bass tone was great, the drum tone was great, but it's not something for me either.
Fair.
It's not like it was good, but I would not put it back on. And I don't know if I'd.
You're a real wet blanket there.
Well, that brings me into the other assignment that I was assigned by you, and that was "Cycles" by the band Rotten Sound.
Yeah.
Loved it. HM2 guitar done really well.
What's that?
HM2 is that like buzzsaw guitar tone that they have that many bands do too. Yeah. Like like Nails, Black Breath, like
Rotten Sound was one of the first bands I noticed that did that, but there's like Nasum does it.
yeah, it stems from like Entombed and Swedish death metal.
Yeah, well, that's where they're from.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
The vocals are actually my favorite part
yeah,
of the record, and that's rare
yeah.
for heavy shit for me. Production level is perfect. It's
Yep.
just polished enough, and it's super clear. Like the double
It's
bass
clear,
is super
but it's
clear.
not clean.
Yeah, that's true. And I can tell that they're blasting. Like, I know that a traditional blast beat is supposed to sound kind of muddled.
Yeah,
But I could you could listen close and hear every snare hit, and that really gets my fucking dick filled up. Cause I'm like, fuck yeah, they're going fast.
damn. Plumps Your Turkey does it.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
And I wrote unrelentingly fast.
Oh yeah.
That record.
That is one of the best intros, album intros too. Mm-hmm. Because you're like, oh, okay, it's this, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, 30 times
Not
faster.
at all. I really, really liked it,
Yeah.
especially after the second time listening to it. And then my final homework assignment was a comedy special by a young Danny Polishuk,
Yeah.
international Jew.
What'd you think?
Loved it. So funny. Also on YouTube, I highly recommend you watching it for free. It's very easy to digest. It's only about a half hour.
Yeah.
The Women's Month, the Women's Month plus or day, 3 inches joke killed me.
Yeah, that was good.
See, women already have an entire Women's Month, and now they want an entire International Women's Day as well. See, women, you give them an inch, they always want to take a mile. Or in my case, you give them an inch, they always ask you for 3 more, and I just can't do that.
He was a dude I liked it. Same as the Ron on Hirschberg specials. That I didn't know much about him going in, so I went in cold. Like, he just been popping up on some podcasts I've seen. I was
He's
like,
funny.
and talking about his special. I was like, you know what? I'll check it out. I put on my queue thinking nothing of it, and I just happened to have 30 minutes to kill one day. I was like, this is 30 minutes. Let's fucking see what's up. You
It
know?
was funny.
Yeah, it was good.
The joke, New York bike riders wearing a mask with no helmet.
Yeah.
It's like, it's good that you're protected from particles, but not the ground.
Yeah.
Like, camp stamp. That joke killed me.
I wish I remembered the name of his he does a podcast with Ryan Long that I've been meaning to check out. I think it's called like The Boys or something like that.
Oh, good name.
Something that really is just
Memorable.
forgettable. But it's him and it's Ryan Long, so I'm like, I really want to give it a shot. Yeah.
I laughed a fuck ton at that
I'm glad
special.
you enjoyed
I
that.
loved it.
But so that's everything from you, right?
Yep.
Well, see, as we discussed last episode, Matt knows me, knows what I like, knows the things. So I trust his taste on pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Most of it. Like, he still gets into some really stupid pop punk shit and country music and
He's a
rap
pop punk
music and
defender?
stuff. He loves pop punk, country music, and rap music. None of that shit does anything for me. So I actually not only did my own homework, I did yours too.
Ah.
So
I'm curious what you thought of these two.
I'm going to jump ahead to those. Mm-hmm. Soccer Mommy. This is what I have written. I just have little blurbs I have written. Soccer Mommy, Sometimes Forever. Sad Bay, Dreamy Riffs. If I was on edibles, this would make me want to snuggle with a hand grenade. 7 out of 10. I like it.
Fair.
I love girls singing sad songs. I don't know why. I just do.
You know what? I think I want to institute a new rule
What?
because I like that you just rated it a number.
You want to start doing that?
Because I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, fair enough. And where else? Where's Helpless? Where's Helpless? Helpless, Debt. Noisy ass grind dogs. Cover art was dope. Sounds like a barn fire played through a loudspeaker at a bus station. Doesn't do much to stick out, but it's still a rager. 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Again, probably 6 in it.
I
Probably
liked
5.5.
it. I liked it, but there's nothing really.
It doesn't have staying power.
It doesn't have staying power, and it doesn't stick with you.
Yeah.
But it was a good listen. I only listened once though. Soccer Mommy got 3 listens.
Nice.
All right. Now what he gave me is a record by a band called Godmother, and I cannot pronounce the fucking album titles, so I just wrote Oobly Googie Voo. It's something from whatever Nordic country they're from, But
Something cold.
I wrote a bunch of Nords playing Unsane and Willhaven riffs. The bass and guitar tone are fat and chonky. Could have been longer. 7 out of 10. It was really good. I love the guitar tone and the bass tone. I thought they were fucking great. And it's just like really good. Like it's just like the chaotic hardcore type thing that I love. The really noisy, off-kilter shit. It's angry as hell sounding, and it was really good. It did get 2 listens, and it will probably stay in a rotation because I think they could possibly grow on me. And I actually went and hunted down a couple other records from their back catalog that I'll have to check out at a later date. But it was really good. I enjoyed it. But Soccer Mommy, I'll definitely keep in rotation.
Yeah.
Helpless, maybe, but probably not. But it was a good listen. But the Godmother record could have been a little bit longer. What
was it, full length?
No, it was EP.
Okay.
It was 6 songs.
I wonder what they'll put out next.
Yeah, but it was a quick 6 too. It was short. And then, did he give me snail mail or did you give me snail mail?
He did.
Snail mail.
Valentine.
It made me smiley and suicidal at the same time.
It's good.
I never thought cussing over synth is going to be something I'd get stoked about.
It's a good record. I liked it.
8 out of 10. Mm-hmm. It is really good.
Properly rated.
It's like I said, same thing I said about Soccer Mom. I love girls singing sad songs. Mm-hmm. And seriously, cussing over synths. I was like, that rules. I didn't know I'd ever had a thing for that, but I do apparently. So it awoke a new level in me, and it will definitely get further listens to that. That was another good call on him. He's a smart boy. What else do I got here?
How about my homework? Is that?
It's on here. Hold on. The music. The Softies. It's love. I never thought I could finish an entire record without drums and bass. I love how the mood and pace stayed constant but never got boring. It's just so damn pretty. Mm-hmm. I was just like...
It is a pretty record.
I made it to song, I think 3 or 4, till I realized there's no rhythm section.
Crazy, right?
And then I stopped what I was doing. I went through every song and I had to do the fast forward through. None on that one either. None on that one either. None on that one either. None on that one. I was like, but normally that's just I'm like, oh, I'm out. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't want some just sitting on a stool guitar music. You know, but this was super good, and it came out in '95. Mm-hmm. God damn it! Oh, fuck.
Suck it.
Someone has a high protein diet. Oh my god.
That's me.
It smells like you made it with one of those Premier shakes. Oh, fuck.
You gonna be okay?
God damn it.
You gonna be okay?
Oh, fuck.
Don't fuck with me.
Oh, damn. Oh, your fucking buddy Travis from Iron Price, he used to, even when we were out on the road, he was chugging these fucking protein drinks, eating kale chips and shit, and that's what his farts always smelled like. And I don't know what happened to the rest of us, but somehow our farts would sync up with his and start smelling like his, and they would smell like his for a day after. It's like, motherfucker, how does that happen?
Guys don't sync up our periods. We sync up our farts.
Yeah, our fucking, why do my farts smell like Travis? I'm not eating the same shit he does. But anyway, the Softies was great. And I was like, this is something I shouldn't like.
I'm glad you liked it.
But 7 songs later, I was still saying, I shouldn't like this. And then track 9 comes on. I really shouldn't like this. And then listen number 2 came along. I was like, yeah, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking fantastic. And it's another one I actually tracked down a couple other releases. And I was like, yeah, I'll listen to these when I get a chance to sit down and actually digest it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I fucking love that. And your girlfriend made it a point to tell me, it's like, you gotta let me know what you feel about it. And I told her the same thing. She's like, I'm so happy you like it.
Yeah, she showed me that record.
Yeah, she's a good egg, that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on to the comedy assignment you gave me was a guy whose name I had been heard for fucking ever, but I never actually saw any of his shit. This guy named Brent Ernst. Mm-hmm. I hate skits before specials. But that was actually a pretty funny fucking skit. I'm not gonna lie. this isn't a dig at him, but he's basically an Italian Bill Burr.
That's fair.
Yelling, angry, delivery is very, very similar. But it's obviously not him biting somebody else's act or anything like that. I actually ended up watching 2 of his specials. Because when I was looking that one up on YouTube, I found out there was one that was newer. So I watched both.
I almost forgot about that. He's putting out a 3rd on YouTube, I think, next year.
So
we'll see.
but where's the shit? Some of the shit what he actually really reminded me of is if you took Bill Burr and Paul Verzi and mushed them together.
Mash their heads together, wipe away the blood.
But one of the things he kept saying was like, and like how you and I would say, like, oh, this guy's over here just looking like a dumbass. He always said he looks like a dick. And one of the lines that just caught me off guard was like, yeah, the cops are just beating his ass and he's just laying there like a dick. And I was just fucking... and one of the things he said is he was talking about, you know, like that one chick with tits who could fight. It's like kind of like the first, like I was talking about earlier today in this episode, was that first girl you knew that had big tits, right? And he's like, yeah, you know, that girl with tits who could fight. And like as soon as he said it, I could picture the girl in my head. I knew exactly who the fuck it was. I was like, yeah, she was. She was like 13, but she had D cups and could fucking just like toss people around, smoke Newports.
They always do.
Yeah, but just
they
like
always
that.
do.
The special you gave me, Principal's Office, is the better special. Like the other one is very good, but this one's way better. And it went by quick. Even though it's an hour special, it didn't seem like it was an hour. It seemed way shorter, but it was nonstop. Joke. It's storytelling jokes, but it was great. It was really good.
He's funny.
Only thing I knew about him is that Stanhope took him out on tour a lot, and I was like,
he must be.
I never
good.
actually got a chance to check him out. And I'm like, oh, this is obviously why he keeps getting taken out on tour. So
a lot of big name comics reference him too.
He's fucking.
He's solid.
He's really good. He was really good.
He's solid.
And the funny thing is, like, I normally don't really vibe well with like fucking the West Coast comedians, but then I found out that dude's from New Jersey.
It makes sense, doesn't
it? So you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. Like, how come this guy's based out of L.A. and I'm laughing at him? Like, oh, wait, he's actually from New Jersey. I got you.
He did his actually, like, I know Bert Kreischer's a little cringy sometimes.
Yeah,
but his episode on Bert's pod was really good. And he just did somebody else's recently. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but he talked about when the pandemic hit, he moved out of LA and went to Ohio.
That's a weird place to go.
I know. That's what everybody said, but
hang out with Dave Chappelle,
I guess, but tax shelter more like, but smart. I can't blame a guy for trying.
Yeah, you know.
I'd want to keep my fucking money too.
And as long as you're on tour, who gives a fuck?
Exactly. Doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. But yeah,
that dude's solid.
So I did a shitload of fucking homework.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot, but I'm glad I found not a single thing that I listened to.
No duds.
Disappointed me.
Good.
I mean, even like the Helpless record, I'd said like it's still a good record.
A 7 out of 10 is still a passing grade. So
yeah,
I feel you. I smell you.
This week, what I got for you is
let me see.
I've been shirking comedy lately. Some days, I just don't listen to a lot. But what I've been doing lately is revisiting my old favorite specials. And so I'm bringing to you 2 comedy specials.
I kind of did something similar. Keep going.
I have a record too, but I have 2 comedy specials. Actually, one of them's not even a special; it's an album. Mm-hmm. That's how old it is. And it was one of the first comedy specials that I said is my favorite special. And that special, that favorite comedy record, and that record is Funhouse by Dana Gould.
I like Dana. This is cool.
He hasn't done much in recent years.
You sent me that one joke of his.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite fucking jokes. And like that's one of the ones like me and my friends were constantly quoting, like just ad nauseum. Mm-hmm. It's dated, yes, but it's still hilarious. People that are upset by certain problematic things like making fun of the mentally handicapped should avoid it. But you're doing yourself a disservice because it's fucking great. But he's also wrote some of the best Simpsons episodes out there.
Huh.
He was one of the main writers of The Simpsons for a little while. Like some of the really good ones too. Like I'm pretty sure he wrote the Linguo episode with the little robot that Homer has. So yeah.
I respect the fuck out of that.
So Dana Gould Funhouse was one of the first records I was like, this is my favorite comedy album I've ever heard. The second thing I want you to check out is the first thing that knocked Dana Gould's Funhouse out of the number one spot was Dave Attell's
Skanks for the Memories.
Skanks for the Memories.
Yeah,
but I know you know that, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the world knows that.
I sure as fuck hope so.
So
it used to be on Spotify. It's not
anymore. The
anymore.
one that also knocked Dana Gould out of that number one spot is the special I'm bringing to you is by a now deceased comedian, Greg Giraldo, and the special is Good Day to Cross the River. It was the best comedy special that Comedy Central ever put out. And I actually remember staying up late as fuck so you can catch the unedited version.
Mm-hmm.
And it is out and out one of the most hysterical things I've ever heard in my life. I still quote it to this day. Like every time it's foggy out, I'm like, low visibility. Like just like I quote that record more often than I do Skanks for the Memories. And it is an untouchable comedy special. And when you go back and rewatch it, knowing how his life ended up, it's dark now. Like you're like, oh.
Oh man.
But
I think he's the one person above Patrice who I wish was still alive.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one out of the two, they're fucking neck and neck. But if Giraldo got to live to see 2022, fuck, dude. He's so fucking smart.
It is, dude, and it's like one of the best.
He's so funny.
Best special. He has other specials, but that's my favorite one. That's the one that I just played. I just played the VHS I had of it over and over and over and over.
It's Good Day to Cross a River?
Good Day to Cross a River.
Gotcha.
As one of the fucking funniest jokes ever was like, yeah, I was just sitting on a subway platform and somebody just yelled out, "Hey, yo, Monica, you got AIDS." And he was just like, damn, that's how they tell you? I figured there'd be a doctor with charts, and it's like, oh, fuck. So, like, yeah, for like, as soon as that special came out, me and my friends were always like, "Hey, yo, Scott, you got AIDS." He's like, shit. Like, we beat those jokes into the ground.
Fine.
So Dana
be
Gould's
it.
Funhouse and Greg Giraldo, Good Day to Cross the River. Musically,
what you got for me musically?
Is a band. I don't know how to pronounce the name, so I'm going to butcher this. I think it's Yautja.
Yautja.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you know what the name is?
I only know it because I heard them say it.
No. Once I found out, like I saw the name, and I was like, this looks stupid.
And so did I. And then I saw them, and I was like, holy fucking shit.
I saw the name. I was like, I don't want anything to do with this. And then one of my comic book friends was like, well, what that name really is, and what it is if people have seen the Predator movies, it's the actual name of the race of aliens the Predators are.
I've always wondered what the name was of that thing, because like your classic like Alien versus Predator, let's say, it's a xenomorph.
Okay, now what's
I'm
the
like,
other?
what the fuck's he called?
The Predator?
It's a Yautja. That's interesting. I never knew
that's
that.
what the name's from.
What's the record?
The record is, I believe it's 2021, because it was one of the ones I wanted to make the fucking list. It's called The Lurch.
Okay.
And
the L-U-R or L-E-R?
L-U-R-C-H. Like lunch with an R instead of an N. Lunch.
Go get some Lurch.
Go get some Lurch. Hallelujah. But it's what most people would call like art grind these days, but don't take that as a dirty word.
I've seen the band. I'm prepared for this. I'm excited. In fact,
it's a good mix of noise and grind together.
Good. I'm looking forward to
it's
it.
just extremely well written and done. Mm-hmm. And I'm interested. So you've seen them live before?
They blew me the fuck away.
See, I haven't yet to see them live.
I went to the Underground Arts show. It was a double show. They did a show in the main room and in the black box, and it was dueling stages. But one show, it was Blood Incantation, Yautja played, Jarhead Fertilizer played, other bands played. Oh, this fucking I think Japanese or some I want to say Japanese grind band played, and I forget their name right now.
Was
but
it Japan?
It was Chapang. That's
Yeah.
who it was. They
I think
blew
they're from Indonesia. Yeah,
That's they blew me away too.
their drummer ended up staying in the States after that.
That's
He
cool.
joined Bandit.
Sweet. Good job.
Yeah.
They needed a good. Well, when their drummer wasn't in the band anymore, I was like, who the fuck is going to play that? There's
Yeah.
your answer. So
They outsourced.
makes perfect sense.
They took our jobs. They outsourced. Good boys.
No, but that show was like nuts, and I saw Yautja on that show, and I was like, fucking shit.
Jealous, dude.
So, keeping up with the grind kind of thing,
Ooh.
your assignment this week is an album called Skag by the band Skag.
Some creative stuff.
Oh, yeah.
SCAG?
SK.
Okay, that might be a little easier to find.
I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. I'll send you
Okay.
the link and shit.
That's good.
But I think you'll like it.
Some grindy stuff.
Also comes out of that Ohio camp. So
I was going to say, is it German?
no, Ohio.
So yeah, German.
And your comedy assignment this week is an easily digestible half hour
Oh.
on YouTube, and that's Brody Stevens.
R.I.P. to another one there.
The special's called The Half Hour. I thought, and much like a lot of those Comedy Central specials,
Yeah.
they threw it up on the YouTube channel.
Nice.
So it's easy to find. Brody Stevens, for those who don't know, and a lot of people who aren't like in comedy don't know how fucking unique that guy was.
I only know him from shows. What I mean, like, there used to be the show I used to watch pretty regularly on Comedy Central called At Midnight. Chris Hardwick used to host it. I used to watch it because it always had the guests he had were always comedians.
I remember that show
And
vaguely.
he was on there a few times. I'm like, oh, this guy's pretty funny, but I never got around to like digging deeper on him, you know?
He is silly, beyond silly.
And like then like you hear like all my comedians I respect are talking about how great he was. I'm like,
Every
I should really check him out. And I
single
just have never actually followed through to check it out. So okay, so yeah.
Yep, that's The Half Hour by Brody Stevens.
And I know his main job was he was the constant warm-up act for like the Conan O'Brien show on TBS.
And Chelsea Lately.
Yeah.
He was one of his favorite things. It's not even a bit, but his thing would be listing his credits to the audience. He'd be like he would lambaste the audience if they weren't having a good time, or he would single out a person and be like, "Why didn't you laugh at that, sir?" And he'd be like, "I did warm up for Chelsea Lately, 1,000 episodes." You gotta watch that special.
That's
And
pretty fucking
anybody who doesn't know who that is, just trust me. If you're gonna look up one thing I said today, that's the one. Look up Brody Stevens on YouTube. That motherfucker makes me
Right.
giggle.
Like a nice guffaw.
Uh-huh.
Nice chortle. Shit. 13. The episode where the power went out.
Yeah, but they'll never know
That's
that.
spoopy. Spoopy, dude. You got anything else for anybody?
Nah.
Yo, man, why don't you hit that fucking intro music?